What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we're going to be diving into a battle shoutcast from Blue Accurus 99 with Armored Mewtwo, Guzzlord and Poliwrath. This is in the Open Ultra League, and the reason why I'm deciding to shoutcast this is, in my opinion, you guys can let me know how you guys feel in the comments. I don't like how seasons are ending with limited metas or catch cup, right? The catch, it's so bad. It kind of forces you to spend Stardust right before a new season when the new season should be having updates which you want to save your Stardust for. And in my honest opinion, I have passed this feedback on to Niantic many times before over the years. That seasons should end with all leagues available, so everyone has equal opportunity to play with what they want and where they want to try to achieve their rank, right? Because most of us always play to not only have fun, use great Pokemon, have a good time and get rewards, but also we try to climb and do better every single season. And with that last week, right, you want to try to compete in something that you have a team ready for, instead of going, right, catch cup, you guys got to reinvest in Pokemon or power up Pokemon that you necessarily may not want, but in order to compete you have to do it, and if not, well, you got to play the pay to win Master League, and it's like, it's not a good combination. So anyone at Niantic, if you guys are watching, once again, please just have all leagues available during the last week of every season. You will make everyone happy. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, getting into the first battle. Now, back in the day, if you guys remember, like 2020, 2021, I used to use Armored Mewtwo a lot. Armored Mewtwo has been very, very strong. I probably should have seen that. Okay, they got the battle starting. Armored Mewtwo is extremely, extremely tanky, and I know you guys may not have it. It was a limited raid, but it's a fun Pokemon, and I think what's great about it is it's so versatile. It has Confusion, Side Strike, Dynamic Punch. It could also have Rock Slide if you guys want to have that coverage to something like a Charizard, right? But we're going to see a Side Strike come through, and it's devastating a Tapu Fini. Now, they swap in a Registeel, and that Poliwrath is going to be coming in. So this looks to be a very fun team, and something I definitely want to try, because I do have Poliwrath built. I do have Armored Mewtwo built. I just don't have a Guzzlord, but it's one of those Pokemon where I feel like I could invest the rare candy into it on the next Ultra League, but obviously we'll have to see how that plays out with the new season. Now, Poliwrath right here is going to have to give up a shield if they want switch advantage, which is what they're looking to do. So we're probably going to see a full counter down now, so they have lots of energy on the back end. And probably a double Scald potentially here against the Tapu Fini. Both moves are resisted. Right, Scald and Ice Punch, and Scald has a chance to debuff the opponent, so that's obviously going to be the go-to. And the opponent actually decides to throw energy right here, getting rid of Poliwrath before hit with another charge move. So the Surf will take out the Poliwrath. We're going to see the Mewtwo come in, and we do see a Skuntank now come in, and Guzzlord's going to go ahead and chomp that thing away. The camera view is a bit crazy. I'm not going to lie. I haven't seen a Guzzlord camera view, and it's just way off to the side. So this is going to be a good game. Dragon Claws and Dragon Tail are really just going to start adding up for neutral damage, and again, they still have Armored Mewtwo with quite a bit of health and a shield remaining. So here comes the back-to-back Dragon Claw, and this team, yeah, I'm being honest, this team looks pretty solid. The core there of Guzzlord and Armored Mewtwo, pretty tanky, good coverage, good cross coverages, as well as they go ahead and stop the next crunch, and they will go for the Dragon Claw here to take out the Skuntank, and then we're going to see that Mewtwo come right back in and then look to go for Side Strike to close this game out, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. I'm sure a lot of you, the same way I felt when I saw this battle submission, when you see Armored Mewtwo, you're like, oh yeah, like that Pokemon's good. Like, it's honestly really, really good, and having that Dynamic Punch, especially in a meta where there's a lot of Steel and Dark type Pokemon, is very, very clutch. So this looks to be a full battle submission from beginning to end, so we're probably going to have a little bit of queue times here, as they are in the above 3,000 ELO, which is okay. We can hang out here and talk, but yeah, if you guys, mind you, I said at the beginning how I was like, I don't like how the season ends. And that's strictly because you have to like make a choice unless you have a ton of Stardust. But a lot of us live month to month, week to week on our Stardust investments for Go Battle League, right? Because whenever you get something new or something comes out like a Greninja, you want to build it for Great League, you want to build it for Ultra League, and you never have a ton of surplus. Other players might, but I'm guessing most here don't. So ending a season where you have to invest Stardust to compete is not always nice. All right, we got a Walrein here on the lead, so this is going to be a very nice matchup for them. Again, Armored Mewtwo is extremely tanky, but it does have the coverage, and they swap it as Scrafty! This thing's about to get smashed here by Dynamic Punch and Poliwrath, so it does land. They decide to, yeah, they come in with Poliwrath right here with counter, and this is looking to be a good game because Scrafty not only can do basically resisted damage with foul play, but the Poliwrath against the Walrein here on the back end is going to do quite a bit of damage. Granted, Walrein's going to have to throw an Earthquake in order to take it out. But let's see how they decide to play this. They're going to go ahead and go for the Scald here, hoping for the debuff. They don't get it. The opponent has the energy, so this is likely going to be Earthquake right away. And it is. So Poliwrath doesn't even go down. It is so tanky. They do decide to go for Ice Punch right here, doing any extra chip damage that they can. And the Walrein might just be able to get the Powder Snow down, which they do. So now we're going to see the Armored Mewtwo come back in. They have a Psystrike ready to go, and they're looking to just commit to the full farm down right here. Again, Walrein might be the only counter to a Guzzlord in the back. So they're just going to go ahead and Confusion down. My goodness, Armored Mewtwo's a beast. Let's see, the opponent surrenders. That is going to be a good game, very well played. All right, we're going to see the next battle here. This team, again, is very, very cool. You got great bulk, great coverages there with the core of Armored Mewtwo and Guzzlord. Poliwrath with counter on the safe swap is always very nice because the hardest counters that you'll face off against to a Poliwrath is like Grass, Fairy, and Ghost. So you'll have the Ice Punch for the Dragon Ghost like Giratina. You'll have the Scald for the Fairies, and then you'll have Ice Punch there for Grass-type Pokemon, right? So now we see a Defense Form Deoxys, which is actually going to be kind of tough here for this team because they're only doing resisted damage with Psystrike and Dynamic Punch, plus they have Poliwrath in the back and Guzzlord in the back. So Psystrike and Armored Mewtwo is going to have to do it, and that's not doing a lot of damage. So this is going to be kind of a tough one. I imagine they might just let the Mewtwo go down and just kind of soft lose and maybe come in with Guzzlord and load up on energy. Or maybe Poliwrath, we'll have to see. The opponent actually swaps out. That is risky on the opponent's side as Poliwrath is going to go ahead and come in. But now they got to watch out for Wild Charge. I don't know if that was enough energy for it. No, it's just going to be a Body Slam. But still, Body Slam spam is going to be very nice here on the Dubwool, which was a wild spawn over the last weekend with the, or the previous weekend, I should say, with Worlds. But they're going to have to throw a charge move here. They do decide to go for Ice Punch, and I honestly don't think this is going to be enough neutral damage. Let's see. No, it's not! Barely able to hang on right there, so Poliwrath is going to decide to no shield and hoping that it can survive, which it does, and now they can counter down. They do have a Scald ready to go for Defense Form Deoxys, which is the perfect amount of chip damage they need in tandem with the double Psystrikes that are loaded on the Mewtwo, and they get the attack drop as well, which is huge. They're going to go ahead and come in with the Guzzlord now to soak the energy, and hopefully this is a Thunderbolt, which is going to be resisted, which it is. Heavily resisted right there, and the opponent really can't do much damage as they just get Dragon Tail down. Uh-oh. What could be in the back? They decide to shield. It is going to be Psycho Boost. And the final Pokemon is going to be a Greninja. So this is looking to be a good game. Very well played. Guzzlord, a great counter to Greninja because you resist the water, the Hydro Cannon, I should say, and you resist the Night Slash because of the Dragon Dark typing. Night Slash not going to do that much damage. Dragon Tail is just going to shred through. And that is a good game. They can safely no shield right here. Yeah, there's nothing they can do. Unfortunately, the opponent surrendered right there. All right, good game. Mewtwo now versus Galarian. Stunfisk here on the lead. So they do have Dynamic Punch, which is obviously very nice. But because it is Armored Mewtwo and it is not Stab, what I mean by Stab is same type attack bonus. So Psystrike would be stab because Mewtwo is a psychic type Pokemon, right? Whereas Dynamic Punch is not. This does calculate out in terms of the damage that you are going to be able to do with that charge move along with your IVs and whatnot. But they do get a shield anyway, so the opponent very fearful of the Armor Mewtwo here. Could be a fighter in the back. So let's see how they decide to play it out. They do get the extra Dynamic Punch, and now they might need to look to swap out. Otherwise, the Mewtwo will go down. They won't be able to save it for a sacrificial swap. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and let it go down. Come in with Poliwrath and load up on energy with counter as they do swap out into Mandibuzz, and Guzzlord now going to be coming in and putting in a lot of work. This Mandibuzz needs to have Aerial Ace as the charge move if they want to do any neutral damage, which they do. Okay, so doesn't do a lot. Both Pokemon here are extremely bulky, but Dragon Tail and Dragon Claw I think is going to be outpacing the Air Slash fast move and the Aerial Ace charge move there on the Mandibuzz, as we are seeing Guzzlord's doing a great job. Now, Pokemon number 3, I'm guessing is going to be a fighter of some sorts because they have the Mandibuzz as likely as the safe swap to draw out any Charmer so that Galarian Stunfisk can face off against it. So let's see what it's going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if it is a Scrafty, but it could be a different fighter, maybe like a Poliwrath, for example. So let's see what decides to come in. It is going to be the Galarian Stunfisk, and actually, no, it's Defense Form Deoxys in the back. So an extremely tanky team on the opponent's side, but Scald and Counter is going to start adding up here, as Defense Form Deoxys will have to start throwing Thunderbolts. And if they don't, they most do in this meta, to be honest, to have that Tapu Fini coverage. But sometimes if it's just Rock Slide and Psycho Boost, and they get the attack drop right there, that is huge now for Poliwrath. They're going to go ahead and look to no shield the Psycho Boost. It is not enough to KO. And here comes the next one. They will decide to shield. Guzzlord Switch Clock is coming back up here soon. So let's see if they decide to swap into that. The opponent goes for yet another Psycho Boost here. They're going to be forced to shield once again. And now the Galarian Stunfisk decides to swap back in and look to go for the Rock Slide, which is not going to be enough to KO. They counter swap back into Guzzlord. And no, the opponent gets to the Rock Slide in time. So this is a crazy back and forth right here, as Rock Slide will KO. Poliwrath comes in, and I don't think there's a lot they can do. They have to throw the Ice Punch right here, which is just easily going to get no shielded, as, yeah, they're going to go down. So what an extremely tanky team on the opponent's side, right? Galarian Stunfisk, Defense Form Deoxys, and Mandibuzz. My goodness. Okay. Moving into the next battle here. Let's see what we got. We have Mewtwo on the lead versus Ampharos. Okay, so you want to keep this thing away from the Poliwrath, but you do need to watch out for those brutal swing charge moves here. That Dark type, low energy cost charge move from the Ampharos, I should say. And it's not going to be enough to one-shot. This is an armored Mewtwo, but it does do super effective damage. So 2, along with the Volt Switch damage, will probably take out the armored Mewtwo. So they got to be very careful, and they might be able to catch a charge move now on Guzzlord. Let's see if they go for it. No, they swap into Poliwrath instead. Still a great catch if it is, in fact, Brutal Swing. Yes, because that is going to be resisted, but now they're going to be taking a lot of damage from Volt Switch as the opponent now swaps out into a Tentacruel here. Very unique team from the opponent. Not really sure what could be in the back. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things. It's hard to predict what the third Pokemon could be, but it's probably got to be something that can cover ground-type Pokemon, right? If we're looking at common weaknesses here, this is a great way to try to figure out what Pokemon number 3 could be. Both Tentacruel, Poison typing, and Ampharos, Electric typing, are weak to ground. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is another water type in the back that's better suited to handle ground type Pokemon, or maybe a grass type Pokemon. So they're going to go ahead and go for the Psystrike, as they saved the Poliwrath, and Psystrike here should be enough to KO the Tentacruel. And then we will see it is another water type Pokemon in the back. It is going to be Jellicent, so it does handle the ground type Pokemon as predicted right there, which is great. Again, I was even kind of stumped, like what could be in the back, but then we start to think critically. Okay, they're both weak to ground, so they have to have a counter to that. Ground is weak to water, it's weak to grass, it's weak to ice, right? And water type Pokemon are a lot more common. Could have been a Walrein in the back as well, but a Jellicent makes a lot of sense. So they're going to go ahead and look to no shield here, being Dragon Dark typing. Again, you're resisting Shadow Ball, you're resisting Surf. The opponent does swap in that Ampharos, which is loaded on energy. But once again, Ampharos here is only doing resisted damage because of the Brutal Swing, and they just get farmed down. This is going to be a good game. Guzzlord looking to have amazing sweeps right now. I definitely need to invest in one after watching these battles right here. I'm waiting. Again, I'm not investing right now. I'm going to wait for the new season updates to see what's looking hot. As there's a lot of great changes that could come in, right? There's so many moves that a lot of people aren't using because they're just not great in the meta. There's a lot of Pokemon that could get move updates. Really, the sky's the limit. Kind of like this season, right? Alolan Sandslash with Drill Run, Dugong with Drill Run, Clefable with Fairy Wind as the fast move. Those three Pokemon had great impacts on the meta. I know we did have Greninja Community Day, which was an absolute blast to use in the Great League and Ultra League, but the move updates started to be seen in the meta. Alright, so we have Tapu Fini here on the lead. They do decide to swap out into Drapion, so the Guzzlord is going to go ahead and come in. Once again, having a great matchup here. Now, if this Drapion has Sludge Bomb, that's where the Guzzlord needs to watch out, but they don't. They only have Crunch, so it looks to be Crunch and Aqua Tail, I should say. This is a bit quick. Yeah, it is going to be another Crunch here. So they're still doing a good amount of damage with the Drapion. That was quite a bit right there. But they're going to go ahead and go for the Dragon Claw here to try to get rid of the Drapion as they do let it go down. Tapu Fini is going to go ahead and come in. And now, in this situation, right, good learning experience, Dragon Claw and Crunch. Both are stab, but Crunch has that chance to debuff, like we just saw right there. So, both are stab, both are resisted because of the fairy typing, but going for Crunch has the chance to debuff, and they are similar energy as well. Not exactly the same, but similar. Similar enough. Oh man, Steelix is going to get countered down here by the Poliwrath, so that's going to be a good game. But that's just great to note for anyone watching. They're like, oh, why didn't they go for Dragon Claw? It's lower energy. They could have done more Dragon Claws. They only got 2 Crunches there, right? Where they could have gotten 3, maybe 4 Dragon Claws off. Probably 3. It's because of that debuff, right? If the both moves are resisted, both moves are stab, then going for the debuff makes a lot of sense. The potential debuff, right? So we're going to see an Ice Punch right here. The opponent decided to shield on that first one, and here comes the second one. Hopefully this is going to be enough chip damage, but the opponent does decide to shield that one as well. And now they're kind of in a tough situation. Mewtwo's going to have to get rid of the Steelix very quickly, as it does have access to Crunch, but let's see if they do have that charge move. It is going to be the Crunch, but Armor Mewtwo does not care. They're going to go ahead and go for Psy Strike now. This is a good call. This is resisted, but the Steelix is low enough, and it's lower energy, where it should be enough to KO, which it does. This allows them to get to the Psy Strike 1 turn faster than they would have if they went for Dynamic Punch there against the Steelix, so that is going to be a good game. Very well played. Still has 2 shields. This team, man, my oh my, I need to add the Guzzlord to my roster, because I could get this team built, right? I have Mewtwo ready to go. I got Poliwrath ready to go. I just need that Guzzlord, which looks very cool. So, let's see what this is going to be in this next battle. But, yeah, like I said at the beginning, with the season ending, now obviously you could disagree with me, right? You might think Catch Cup is the greatest thing since sliced bread, because maybe you're a new player and you're always investing in new Pokemon, and you do very well in Catch Cup because other players don't have great Pokemon, so it's easier for you to climb, which... that is awesome. I'm glad you're able to do that. But if you're investing in new Pokemon for the meta, it would be better for everyone as a whole, right, to participate in Open Great League anyways. If that makes sense. Alright, here we go. We got Mewtwo because the Catch Cup is Great League Edition. We have Galarian Stunfisk here on the lead, so we'll have to see if it's that Mandibuzz Defense Form Deoxys team. I wasn't paying attention to who they were facing off against. But like we have seen before, Dynamic Punch, it's going to take 2, but by then, the Galarian Stunfisk should be able to get to 2 Earthquakes, which is going to be close to being enough damage here. So they're going to go ahead and go for the Dynamic Punch. Here's the first one. And hopefully they can throw the second one right away, but they do need to watch out for the opponent potentially swapping. So there's the first one. Here comes the second one, but they do get to the Earthquake in time. And now you got a question. Are you going to give up a shield here? No, they're going to let it go. They do hang on with 1 HP in a Dream, and they are able to get the Dynamic Punch off, which is going to be KOing the Galarian Stunfisk or getting the shield. And they do get the shield as they get farmed down with Mudshot. Poliwrath now can come in fully counter down. I think that could be another Earthquake as this is a bit sped up, but yeah, they do decide to shield. It was another Earthquake and get the full counter down. So they're even on shields, but Poliwrath is ahead on energy. And we do see a Virizion come in. This is perfect as they do have an Ice Punch now ready to go, which will do super effective damage, but it's not that much. Now, the opponent here is going to be going for Leaf Blade, so I wouldn't be surprised if the play, the win con here, is to catch a Leaf Blade on the Guzzlord. Let's see if that's going to be the call here because it is going to be resisted. So let's see if they can pull it off. Ice Punch, no shielded once again. Let's see, here we go, swap. There's the swap. Beautiful! Well done, Blue Arceus 99. I saw that coming a mile away. Way to catch that charge move. And now final Pokemon is going to be a Charizard, which does have access to Dragon Claw, but Guzzlord is ahead on energy. And all they need to do, they decide to no shield. Very interesting. I think they're going to be okay here. They should be able to get to double Dragon Claw in time. And then they should be able to fast move down the Virizion as the opponent is going to go ahead and go for a charge move. They will shield here. This is the good call as they are going to be delaying that switch clock. They can go for Dragon Claw now. And then they need to swap into Poliwrath actually because if they get fast moved down by the Virizion, it's going to be a good game. There's the Poliwrath come in and there's the counter down. Well done. Perfectly executed right there. Good game. Very well played. Was that the final one? I think we're coming near the end. Nope. We got one more battle by the looks of it. So that was very well done, right? Because you got to look at, you're still doing super effective damage against Virizion with the Poliwrath, with the Ice Punch, but ultimately you can't stay deep in that matchup because you're on even shields. If that was 2-1, maybe you could stay in, but ultimately the play is to catch that resisted charge move on Guzzlord. Alright, we have a Defense Form Deoxys here on the lead. We've seen how this plays out. Defense Form Deoxys, it wins this handedly because the Psy Strike is just not doing enough damage. But I think in the last battle, the opponent decided to swap out, reading they might need Defense Form Deoxys for more Pokemon, as they do have Rock Slide. That actually could be a big tell. Guzzlord decides to swap in. This is a very interesting swap in, as now we will see a Registeel come in. So now we can kind of see the team here, the core of Defense Form Deoxys and Registeel. So the opponent might have something else weak in the back to a fighter, considering they have a Registeel Safe Swap and an Anti-Fighter on the lead, as they will stop that Focus Blast, looking to do some more damage here with Crunch. And this is a situation, because it is the Ultra League, they could delay this switch clock and keep Guzzlord alive. I think that might be the play here for them. Double shield here with the Guzzlord. Yep, they're going to double shield. They're going to load up on energy and swap into Armored Mewtwo here. Maybe they go for the Dragon Claw first. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and go for the Dragon Claw first. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a swap into that Mewtwo to catch the charge move. Oh, nope, they go for the back-to-back here. They definitely need to look to swap out because Dragon Claw I don't think is going to be enough. No, they get the double shield. They do swap out. Beautiful! Well done. Psy Strike now going to be KOing the Registeel. They keep the Guzzlord alive. All shields are down. Final Pokemon is a Greninja, but this Greninja does not know the Armored Mewtwo has access to Dynamic Punch. My goodness, this is going to hurt. That does like 75% HP right there. But this Greninja is going to be able to throw the charge move and is going to be up to, well, actually, no, they're going to be farmed down. Do they get to the Psy Strike? They do, as Defense Form Deoxys swap in. This is such a back and forth. We're going to have to see that Guzzlord come in because they should be able to survive charge moves here from Defense Form Deoxys and get to a crunch in time, and then Poliwrath can close this game out. What a beautiful final battle right here. All the best ones are at the end. But as you guys saw, investing deep into shields with Guzzlord, counter swapping into the loaded energy on the armored Mewtwo was a beautiful set of plays, as now they're forced to swap into Poliwrath, unfortunately, and the opponent will be able to get to a charge move. It's just a matter of if it's Thunderbolt or Psycho Boost. It is going to be the Psycho Boost, which is quite a bit of damage. We will see them go for Ice Punch, and now the Greninja might... I don't think it's going to be able to win this game. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they just get countered down. Who was I kidding? Poliwrath takes it right there. What a beautiful set of battles. And I'm cliff noting this team right here for myself. You guys should kind of put a mental reminder here that Armor Mewtwo, Guzzlord, and Poliwrath looks to be a very nice team. So shout out to Blue Arceus 99. Thank you for sharing these battles with us. Congrats on hitting Legend with your cowboy outfit. It's a very cool team. Thank you for sharing. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.